Aloha and welcome to the Solar Coaster live show here for Hawaii Energy Conference 2021. We've got a great show today with Leilani Chow from Molokai, and I'm so excited to talk with you, Leilani. How are you today?
Doing really well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure, my pleasure. And Molokai is such a special place, and I've been there. We've done shows, by the way, for the Solar Coaster radio show. We've visited Molokai and evaluated, and we're introduced to the entire grid. So I have a basic sense of how the electric infrastructure works out there, which is pretty cool. So I want to get a better sense of kind of who you are and the organizations that you represent. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Sure. So my name is Leilani Chow, and I'm from Kawela, Molokai, which is right in the middle. And I do a couple different things for energy conservation on Molokai. So I help, I'm the project coordinator for the Hui Up Appliance Exchange with Sustainable Molokai. And so that helps provide access, community access to energy efficient essential appliances like refrigerators, freezers, washers, and dryers. And then I also work with Pono Home, which is an organization that helps people green their houses or do retrofitting for LED light bulbs and high efficiency water fixtures. And then I also am the Hui coordinator for a fairly new group called the Molokai Clean Energy Hui, which is a sustainable Molokai initiative, but for the most part, it's community led. And our main goal is to help advance our clean energy future on Molokai.
How many people live in Molokai right now? Just as a starting point, roughly.
There's about 7,500.
Yeah, 7,500 people.
Yeah, and 3,000-ish households on Molokai. If you were to ask a lot of like developers or HECO, it's so small that it's technically like a microgrid just by size alone.
Right. And I understand the grid size itself is about 5 or 6 megs. So that is pretty small.
You think that from the size and what we need as far as energy, it would be pretty easy to take us to 100% fairly quickly. But, you know, just based on where we are and how isolated we are and the type of community that we live in, it's been quite a challenge, actually. There haven't been any bigger like renewable energy projects in the past 10 years. And so, you know, Molokai, we definitely want to see that change. We'd like to see our clean energy future advance for sure and be able to achieve those 100% renewable energy goals. But if you're familiar with Molokai, we have a pretty fierce reputation for being steadfast, aloha aina. And so there are things that we're not willing to compromise on. And we're currently working on a way to, you know, meet in the middle and have like a mutually beneficial project. And we probably, based on our size, we would only need like a couple like medium to large scale projects, and hopefully that'll have us covered and take care of our sustainability needs and our energy resiliency needs as well.
Absolutely. And what I understand is that there have been some really cutting edge projects in Molokai, but maybe it was earlier. For example, I know there were, and I visited about a dozen homes that had a virtual power plant kind of experiment going on, and the utility had the capacity to dispatch these homes. Some of the utility executives brought me over there, and that was fascinating. So I wonder, and I know that there was also supposed to be a large scale solar system that was maybe around 2 megawatts in that territory. Does that not have traction right now, or is that stalled in some way? Do you know?
No, I believe that fell through, and I'm not exactly sure why. I think it had to do with like interconnection costs.
Okay.
They're pretty high on Molokai, and we haven't done any real like interconnection studies to help figure out how to reduce those or get through those challenges with that.
Molokai has, people may not know this outside of Hawaii, but our rates vary per island, right? Our electricity rates, and our rates in Molokai I've seen are among the highest in Hawaii. So that's obviously pretty critical. And when you look at the long-term value proposition of solar system, be it community-based renewable or a large-scale solar plus battery system from an IPP or a home-based solar system, the long-term value is so substantial that it can just change lives. You know, it can really make a big difference. All right. Well, very good. Well, what do you, let me ask you this. Do you have any expectations for the near future of what you see happening, and what do you think is going to happen in the next year or so? Are we going to get some solar systems in there? Are you looking for partnerships, or what is it you'd like to accomplish?
I'm very positive that, we're gonna figure out exactly what would be the best fit for Molokai. And the Molokai Clean Energy Hui is actually working on a Molokai Community Energy Resilience Plan, which would kind of help us to get technical assistance and do like a feasibility study on the existing resources that we have as far as our grid, and kind of make a roadmap
Mm,
ahead for us,
I
and
see.
take a look at the solutions that we are most interested in and that would best fit, and really break it down to like how much would it cost, and how much would that help us, and how much would that cover our island, and what's the best way to stabilize our grid on all the ends and not just the center, and
Right.
how to make our energy needs be more resilient, and all of that. And I'm pretty excited for that, because I think that once all of the technical aspects are taken care of, and the community is like brought into that conversation and has a better understanding of like what our potential solutions could be, then finding a developer after that would be, a lot easier and a lot more secure for the developer.
Nice. So you're in planning phase, basically right now, and kind of working to kind of get buy-in in a sense from the entire community about which direction you want to go. That is
Yeah.
pretty cool. Well, it's an exciting time for Hawaii, right, Leilani? Because we've got all these RFPs out there. Oh, companies have been awarded. In Maui, I think we have maybe 4 large-scale solar systems in Maui Island itself, and they're being worked through the system right now to get deployed. So I'm so excited to see Molokai find its path in that same area, and then to see Molokai maybe become the first 100% renewable energy environment in Hawaii. That's so exciting. Well,
Yeah.
any final words to our audience and to the listeners here, Leilani, before we part?
um Not really. I mean, I'm just super thankful for this opportunity to talk about the Hui and all the work that we're doing, and, just represent the community. We are very active in wanting to define our energy future, and I'm excited to see all the projects that come from all the different islands, because we're all helping each other figure out what's the best way to get it done. So we have a Molokai Clean Energy Facebook page, which is how we're doing a lot of our community engagement and discussion, and kind of just sparking that interest to pull in all the people who want to be involved in this conversation. And then we have our meeting recordings posted on our Multi Clean Energy Hui YouTube channel.
There it is. Check it out, folks. Molokai Clean Energy YouTube channel. Leilani Chow, it's been a pleasure. And thank you very much, and aloha.
Ahuyo.